mentioned in an earlier video, and yeah, you'll see it up in the sky. I mentioned in an earlier video that our government has been working in conjunction not just with extraterrestrial beings, but with extra-dimensional beings as well. So let's talk about how they get here and what it is that the government hopes to learn from them. Extra-dimensional beings do not travel through space to come here. They are already in this space. If you look at the multiple universes theory that quantum physics has revealed to us, there are an infinite number of universes that all overlap. They are all occupying the same space, but since they are different realities, we do not generally perceive them. If you do see them, you are generally either in a trance state, in a dream, or in a portal point between these realities. These portal points exist all over the globe. If you look at any pre-Christian society, you will find references to beings who appear and disappear out of nowhere and who sometimes take people with them. If you don't believe me, the Tokoloshi of South Africa, the Moon People of Cherokee legend, leprechauns in Ireland. If you're of my age, you watched Darby O'Gill and the Little People. Rip Van Winkle in upstate New York. It goes on and on and on and on. These stories exist everywhere, in every culture. There is no way something would be so consistently represented in every culture worldwide if it did not have some basis in reality. The reason that we are told that this is fiction, the reason that we are told that the people who believe this stuff are crazy, is because it is being covered up by the people who run things. Not the people that you think are in charge, the people who really run things. About half of them have the bloodlines of these extra-dimensional travelers, including me. 16 times removed great-grandmother is reputed to have been an Irish she, which is a member of the Tuatha De Danann, an entire tribe of people who around 1000 BC decided that they'd had enough of this reality, said fuck it, and wholeheartedly moved to another dimension, and then closed the doors behind them. Yes, I realize I sound crazy. I don't care. This is still truth. So, these beings exist. The doorways between these realities exist. It is very possible to accidentally stumble upon these doorways. But there's more to them than just that. All of these portal points, all of these doors are at points of high natural energy. They are at points where the lines of natural energy that flow through our world, called ley lines, meet. Two ley lines meeting makes a nice little energy field. Multiple ley lines meeting, you will create either a nexus point or a vortex. A vortex sucks energy into it and then ejects it somewhere else. Think like a geyser. A nexus point is a point of opening and closing. If you know how to manipulate the energy, you can move from nexus point to nexus point solely through the energetic field. Yes, I am talking to quantum teleportation. If NASA can use it, so can I. Yes, NASA has been using quantum teleportation to send information to the International Space Station since August of 2019. You are welcome to look that up. So, this network of ley lines, which are very similar to rivers and streams across the globe, overlay the physical landscape that we know. People who are sensitive to electromagnetic fields can feel where these lines are. And there are tools that we have been using for centuries to help locate these lines. If you've ever heard of the ancient art of dowsing, using dowsing rods, it can be used to trace water. It can also be used to trace energy. Dowsing rods will tell you if there are shifts in the electromagnetic field. These shifts can be caused by water running underground or by energy running above, under, it really doesn't matter. So if we know these things exist and we have the tools to track them, why aren't we using them? Well, the truth is we are. No one wants to talk about this. Heavy infiltration units for militaries around the world, and this was first pioneered, unfortunately, by the Nazis in World War II, and then taken to scientific levels by the Russians during the Cold War. Heavy infiltration teams have a dowser with them. The dowser's sole purpose is to find and manipulate the energy lines so these teams can ghost in and out of locations. Since this has been such a secretive private endeavor, there has not been as much research into it to make it as safe and controlled as it could be. Occasionally, teams disappear. Occasionally, individual people disappear. Traveling through the energetic field of the ley lines is not safe. Other things do it. Other things are there, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can get taken while in the field. This is why you hear psychics tell people who are new not to do things like astral projection without a buddy system so that they don't get hurt. This is very real danger. It was a dowser who was working with SEAL Team 6 that got them into the compound. There are members of Special Forces who are not even aware that they have done this method of traveling because it is generally done at night in the dark with no light sources. All the people involved know is that they are following their recon guy from point A to point B. They are not even aware that in so doing, they are leaving this reality, stepping into an energetic field, and then emerging back into this reality. And generally, when this is being done, the distance will only be 10 to 15 feet because that is the most that can be safely traveled with a group of people without alerting the people in the group as to what is happening. I have heard rumors, I have not had a chance to verify them, that there are teams who are specializing in this kind of travel. There are teams who are learning how to travel greater distances with greater accuracy. Now again, the further you're traveling physical distance-wise, the harder it is to maintain the accuracy of where you end up, because you are stepping out of this reality. You do not have this reality's landmarks to keep you on track. Now, the dowsers who do this are very highly trained. They are specialists. They have studied the landmarks not only in this reality, but in the realities that they choose to walk through. They know that walking through these realities has an effect. The closest this has come to hitting mainstream at any point in time was, oddly enough, Roger Zelazny's novels on the Princes of Amber and how they walk from location to location while changing small details around them. This is exactly how energetic travel is accomplished in this reality. The only key thing is you must either start from a natural energetic portal point or you must create an energetic portal point. Now, since I've already told you that these dowsers are taking people 10 to 15 feet to get into secret compounds, yes, we have the technology to create these portal points. We have the technology to move from point A to point B anywhere on the globe. We have the technology to move from point A to point B in any dimension. So, there is your quick primer on ley lines and travel, and how this information is already being utilized by governments around the world, because the United States government is behind on this one. No one wanted to believe that this existed for far too long. The leaders in this right now are Russia and China. So when you start hearing, urban legends and stories about folks who just kind of somehow manage to appear in places where they should not have been and then disappear just as easily, think about where that's coming from and what that means and what the implications are as an American citizen moving into a state where we have one hostile power that is already working to corrupt our government from within, corrupt our voting system, and has stolen 2 major elections now to install a puppet president and a puppet senate. And another hostile power that, while they were willing to play nice with the Russian puppets, are now getting pissed off. So, there you go. Have a great day. Bye.